Today, the monthly salary has been credited into the savings bank account of Awadh Kishore. And today, the union budget for the year 15-16 has been presented in the Indian Parliament. I'm very sure that all of us would have received numerous notifications on SMS and WhatsApp, giving us snippets and details about the budget. The electronic media has covered it extensively, and tomorrow it would be all across the print media. The media would be slicing, dicing, dissecting, debating the budget, and the consequences of the budget on you and me. In the middle of all this, I've shared a news with you, which no TV channel would be covering. And the news is, Avdesh has got his first salary. What is so great about this news? Avdesh is one of the employees in small and medium enterprises. One of those million accounts where the salary has been credited belongs to Avdesh. However, the significance lies in the unpleasant details. He was born and brought up in a small town called Godai Baroki in North India. He belongs to a family with limited means, where his father is a farmer who owns a small piece of land. He's not got into engineering, medical, or MBA. He's not from the premier arts, science, commerce colleges of the country. He cannot speak the foreign language, that is why he's not into BPO. And that's the background of Avdesh. However, every now and then, he would buy some lottery tickets, hoping that he would hit the jackpot one day, and keeps it very close to his heart. Despite all this, he shares one common thing with all of us in this room, and that is, he wants to lead a very normal and a respectable life, and he's ready to work hard for it. Let's see what are the challenges he faces to get on to his aspiration. The first challenge he faces is the challenge of accessibility. Accessibility to that kind of education which will lead to employment. These youth do not see any value in education because they do not see employment after that. The complex web of challenges expands with the fact that he has not seen any or many of his neighbors, relatives, friends getting any meaningful employment even after putting 10 to 12 years of formal education. And this leads to a very high dropout rate after the 10th or the 12th standard. Right from our primary education system to the so-called elite engineering colleges, we face a massive faculty crunch. It is estimated that 12,59,000 teachers are required in our primary education system. And also in the elite engineering colleges, 30% of the faculty positions are lying vacant. Traditionally, our society has recognized and respected knowledge and intellect and kept it on a high platform of respect and admiration compared to the other skill sets. And needless to say, this legacy continues. We still aim to create more institutions which are perceived as epitomes of intellect and knowledge. We still aim to create more engineering colleges. We still aim to create more medical colleges. We still aim to create more B schools. And what happens thereafter? 220 B schools shut down in 2013. 90 engineering colleges shut down in 2013. There are many institutes which survive this onslaught. But what happens to the newly minted grads who come out from these institutes? Where do they stand? Of the 600,000 engineering graduates surveyed, it was found that only 3.95 are appropriately trained to be deployed on projects from day one. If this is the employability quotient of higher education grads, one shudders to think, what is the employability quotient of students who drop out after 10th or 12th standard? The customized framework which we would like to create would have vocational education, which would lead to employment. And this would need 3 simple steps. First is content creation. Employers, as we all know, are a very mean community. They want their employees to be job ready from day one. They also want their employees to have a perfect understanding of their business problems and processes from day one. We should use this as an opportunity to create a curriculum to suit their requirement. And to be more specific, their local requirements, like mining in Chhattisgarh, ready-made garments in Jaipur, coir in Kerala, hosiery in Tirupur, polishing and cutting in Surat. This curriculum should be blended and integrated with the general education at a very early stage, let's say the 9th standard. This would enable the youth to get meaningful employment at a very early age. And this will also arrest and attract the potential dropouts. Once the content is created, what do? Print more books and give it to Awadh Kishore to read? But with a high potential of dropout, asking him to self-learn a skill and then to get employment is asking for too much. Therefore, we need to put in a teacher. Teacher to deliver the content. To make this model scalable and more effective, we should use technology. But we should not use technology as a standalone. If we use technology as a standalone, we would eliminate the teacher. However, we should use technology to empower the teacher. This blend would be very effective. Recruiters across our country are biased towards brick and mortar institution. If you meet any recruiter who wants to recruit engineering students and you ask him which institution you would recruit or which mode you would recruit, he would say brick and mortar institutions from Kanpur, Kharagpur, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai. If you ask a recruiter who's going to recruit management students, from which locations would you recruit? He would say brick and mortar institutions from Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, Lucknow. Nobody will talk about e-learning students. This blend takes care of the recruiter's bias, which is there at the top, and it percolates down at this level also. With all these things in place, there's one more thing which can help us to swiftly address multiple locations at the same time, and that is the mobile van. This can be a spot lab. This takes care of the infra problems, and this to a certain extent can take care of the accessibility issues. With content creation in place, with delivery mechanism in place, we would be able to train students across the country. Now the need of the hour is to look for employment. Employment for these students all across the country. And one solution which comes to our mind is MSME, which is micro, small, medium enterprises. They are the largest providers of employment in our country after agriculture. They contribute 8% to the GDP, 40% to the exports. They are nurseries of innovation and entrepreneurship. They are spread all across the country. They produce large number of goods and services catering to local as well as global needs. When this solution is implemented, we would transform students to be readily employable resources in the sector of MSME. And the key intervention of employment would be taken care of. We have seen that with these interventions, youth is able to get employment as per their inclination. So content creation, delivery of methods of delivery, and identification of employment. We are very sure that many more Awadh Kishores would be able to get employment and lead a better life. And they don't have to bank upon this lottery ticket anymore. Thank you.